This segment is brought to you by Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. Again, your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it. And always glad to have with us Terrebonne Consolidated Water Works District Number 1, Mike Sobert. Thanks for being here, Mike.
Thank you, Mr. Keith. Always a pleasure.
I appreciate that.
Thanks.
So listen, I love the fact that we do this in the summer months. The reason why we do this disinfection of the chloramines. Let's talk a little bit about what that process is for you guys.
So our primary purpose, whether people realize this or not, is to kill bacteria in the water. That's what I do. That's my charge. That's what we all work forward to. And we, for us, in what they call a surface water treatment plant. In other words, we take water from on the surface, lakes, rivers, bayous, versus those that are well driven from the ground.
Right.
We're required to be what they call a chloramine system. And so chloramine is a mixture of chlorine, and we happen to use 4 parts chlorine to 1 part ammonia.
Right.
And the ammonia acts as a lengthening stability agent for the chlorine. Okay. It makes it last longer and have longer ability to kill bacteria.
Right.
The problem is chlorine makes no distinction between good bacteria and bad bacteria. It just kills them all.
Right.
So we, as you know, as well as I'm sure all of the customers today, back in 10, 12 years ago, we were blessed with having, and it's a sarcastic remark, Naegleria fowleri, the brain-eating amoeba, in our water. Never had anybody died from it, but as a result of all the testing that was done, the way to keep it in check is to keep the residual, the amount of chlorine, as high as you can in the water.
Right.
So Naegleria fowleri is an amoeba that is basically dormant until the water gets to be 75 degrees. So it does us no good to do this in January.
Right.
We have to wait till the water gets above 75. And so that typically usually happens somewhere in June or maybe even in early July. And that's what we do. Right. So we get off of the chloramines, we get rid of the ammonia for a month or so, and then we just go straight chlorine.
Right.
So that's why when you say, oh, it smells like a swimming pool, yeah, it should.
It does.
That's all we got. It's chlorine in the water. Chlorine. And so that will be coming to an end this Sunday coming, the 27th. Mm-hmm. We're going to turn the ammonia back on, and it takes 5 or 6 days to get to Cocodrie and
everywhere
and Bayou Black and the further extremities. And then we'll be back in business sometime in early August. Actually, it's kind of done to coincide when the kids go back to school.
And it's just timing is what right there for a reason.
That's what we've done.
But so when people say have that smell, and they have?
They have had it. I'm sure by now they're probably getting a little used to it, but it will even be a lot less than they have been able to smell or observe going back.
Right. So, and so I like the fact that sometimes things happen around and in our area when we get a little bit of a test run. Tell us a little bit about this test run that we had.
As you know, we've talked about several times some projects, not that we wanted to do, but that we had to do based on Hurricane Ida.
Right.
And one of them was a $7.5 million project to assure that Terrebonne General would always have water.
Right.
And we did that by running a 12-inch line down Dunn Street, and the only person on that line is Terrebonne General.
It goes directly to that system.
We put in 2 different size pumps in addition to all we had, but 2 new pumps, another generator, and just beefed everything up. And so the thought is that when those in power say, okay, we got an emergency coming, mandatory evacuation, et cetera, that we would take 2 million-gallon ground storage tanks full of water, put them on those pumps, put them on that one line to feed Terrebonne General.
Right.
They use somewhere between 200 to 400,000 gallons of water a day. So if I have 4 million, you can go somewhere between 5 and 10 days wide open.
With that,
which I don't think they will be in terms of emergency. So we feel very comfortable that they've got a 2-week supply of safe potable water to keep and function at Terrebonne General. So they were doing some just regular, ordinary, routine maintenance stuff, and it kind of got a little bit away from them in that it took them longer than they thought. So they called yesterday afternoon and said, hey, man, we're having a little problem here. Can we get some more water pressure? And again, as the people in Cocodrie, I'm sure by now are tired of me saying, I can't get from Shreva to them unless I go through all of Houma.
Right.
It's the same thing. I can't go to 70 pounds for you and bust every other pipe in the parish.
Right.
So with our new line and our new pipe just dedicated to them, we had a forced upon us call of emergency, and it worked beautifully. I can sleep good at night. Amen.
Congratulations.
I feel very comfortable that my $7.5 million was spent well.
Yeah, it was spent well.
Yes.
We got that water where it was needed. You had both of them, had to turn one of them off pretty soon because you had plenty of pressure.
That's right.
And so
they're set on pressure, and they automatically go on and off and stop and do everything like that.
And so they were self-regulating.
Yes, sir.
Which is really good news.
With a lot of redundancy and backup to go. And, of course, you got people watching, too. But
all of those things.
In the time of a hurricane, when you can't get there, then you can't get there. So.
Right. You don't know that it's working that well. Can't look at it. So congratulations.
Thank
it's
you.
good to know that a lot of the things that we've done, that y'all have said, we need to do this, you've done it.
We're doing it.
We had to test for it, and I know Terrebonne General, everybody there was very happy. Nobody lost pressure anywhere.
That's right.
And that was a good thing. Mike, thanks for coming on, giving us some updates and letting everybody know what you do.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, you got it. All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular segment, but don't go anywhere. I got a whole lot more right here on Bayou Time.
This segment was brought to you by Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough.